We have here the Corsair 5000D, a new chassis variant from this brand to redeem their legacy and the market. Kung hindi po nyo nakikilala ang Corsair lately, they are mostly popular now pagdating sa mga AIOs, power supplies, pero medyo nag-subside ang kanilang market pagdating sa chassis. Medyo hindi naging kagandahan kasi yung mga lineup nila lately. The last time I checked, 780T yung huli kong nahawakan or nagustuhan. Maybe 5 years ago pa yon. And it's too sad na one of the pioneer brand ang Corsair pero hindi naging consistent yung kanilang mga lineup or hindi masyadong naging mabenta. Sometimes it's all about the pricing, yung aesthetics, hindi siya appealing for everyone, or materials. Kadalasan yun po yung mga bagay na naging downside ng kanilang products lately. Pero sa mga bago po dyan, Corsair is really one of the top brands dati. We'll be talking more about that later. Of course, walang chassis review kung walang components inside. So, ang ginawa na natin is gumawa rin tayo ng PC build, and in the end of the video, syempre, papakita ko pa rin yung ating benchmark kasi useless din naman kung magpapakita ko ng PC build without even at least quick benchmark. So that's it mga kaibigan. For more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. This video is brought to you by SCDKey, the best website that you may visit in terms of very affordable deals and best offer para sa application softwares, games, and yes, operating system. And there you are, you may check the Windows 10 Pro, and by using our promo code, ma-avail mo lang siya ng around $14.95 or 700 plus pesos. And yes, there are a lot of payment options using your credit card, debit card. That's it mga kaibigan. Check the description below. May mga links po tayo dyan to go directly sa kanilang website. Before we will be jumping to the time-lapse video kung paano itong PC build natin inassemble, syempre pag-uusapan muna natin is all about this case since ito talaga yung main topic ng video po na to. Makikita nyo sa kanyang harap, it is an airflow chassis. Yung design niya is a bit unusual dun sa mga typical na mesh front panel. Ang maganda dito, mayroon siyang design that is a bit subjective. Pwede mong magustuhan, pwede rin hindi. Perforated design yung kanyang front panel. Pero what's new with this is mas malaki yung mga holes. At the same time, meron siyang clearance kasi nga naka-offset yung mismong panel sa harap to have better airflow. Kung ikukumpara mo siya sa traditional na mesh front panel, mas malaki yung hangin na mahihigop ng front panel neto compared sa typical na design. Like with Cooler Master, with Thermal Take, and some other chassis out there. Plus, ang maganda dito, madali siyang tanggalin. Kadalasan, yun yung problema natin. Maraming comments tayo sa ating mga previous videos na kung paano tanggalin yung front panel. Eto, napakadali lang niya tanggalin. And it's very friendly, lalong-lalo na sa mga amateur builders na medyo natatakot na parang pag hinahatak mo yung front panel, di ba? Parang mababali mo siya or mababasag mo siya. And with this, hindi mo na kailangang pag-isipan na, uy, baka mamaya masira ko. And another thing na nagustuhan ko dito is sobrang solid ng material. Most of the times, pagdating kasi sa mga airflow chassis, yung kanyang mesh, since dapat almost everything dun sa mismong panel sa harap is butas, and sobrang liliit ng mga butas, sobrang nipis na rin. Minsan nayuyupi. With this, hindi. Kasi nga mas malaki na rin yung clearance, spaces between holes, so mas sturdy na yung harap. And that is a very good idea done by Corsair to level up yung airflow chassis sa ating market. So hopefully, yung mga ibang brands, they will do the same, especially yung front panel na instead na hinahawakan ng mismong frame, sayang naman yung frame, why not i-offset mo na lang yung panel para dagdag pa sa airflow yung sides, top, bottom, left, and right side. And ang galing ng ginawa ng Corsair. Actually, ginagawa na nila to dati, pero yun nga lang, isa sa mga bagay na kumbaga naging downside ng Corsair is yung design. Minsan, hindi siya appealing or yung pricing. This is only priced below 10K. typical na pricing ng Corsair or ng ibang brands na mainstream, pag ganito na yung setup, ganito kalaki, mostly 10,000 plus. We'll find out more. Why? Bakit sobrang mura niya for that pricing? Isa sa mga nagustuhan natin talaga dito is yung additional triple fan doon sa side. Commonly sa mga dual chamber chassis mo makikita to. And, remind you guys, Corsair is nauna po sa mga ganyang klase ng setup. Yes, we have here the Lianli Dynamic, sobrang sikat na ngayon, especially sa mga modders. Pero nauna na po ang Corsair na may ganyang design na nag-mainstream, yung dual chamber setup. Sayang nga lang hindi sila naging consistent sa ganong klase ng setup, pero now they are back and they managed to integrate it sa isang chassis na standard ATX, pero possible pa lang na maglagay or magdagdag pa ng triple fan dito sa kabilang side. So, overall, pwede kang maglagay ng 10 fans kung hindi push-pull config sa top. Pero, you can also manage to go up to 13 fans dito sa chassis na to maximize yung cooling performance. Alam naman po natin mga kaibigan na in terms of performance ng case, dahil case lang naman yan, nakadependent po yan sa fans. So having that kind of option na pwede kang magdagdag pa ng triple fan dito sa kabilang side is really a very big additional feature na I think yung mga other brands will adopt it later. And then another thing na nagustuhan natin with this chassis is yung kanyang cable management system. Well, we already see this with brands like NZXT, pero syempre, for a price of 10,000 and hindi nila in-overlook yun given na may mga additional features na silang dinagdag na wala naman sa mga ibang brands, napakagaling po ng ginawa ng Corsair dito. They are now trying to put together all of the features that we are looking for a high-end chassis. Alam nyo kasi napapansin ko, pag ang isang chassis may na-introduce na bagong feature, minsan i-overlook niya yung mga iba pang features. Parang hindi naman siya big deal in terms of cost cutting. Bakit kaya tinatanggal nila yung feature na yun? Dapat sana sinama na lang din nila. Di ba? Plus, hindi lang nila ginawa yung ginagawa ni NZXT na meron ng cable arranger. Yung nakikita din natin sa mga LAN-Cool 2 na cable management cover, meron na din dito. Aside from dun sa side panel. So kung gusto natin gawing tempered glass both sides, appealing pa rin tingnan kasi may cover yung mga kable sa likod. Diba? Ang galing. I'm really impressed. Actually, sobrang excited ko sa video to. Kasi, for the first time, Corsair managed to redeem their brand by bringing this kind of case with so much features for both stock builders at saka custom motor cooling builders. Dahil itong ginawa nila are everything on point. Ito talaga yung mga hinahanap ng mga consumers. Kaya for the first time in this channel, I may say na ito yung dapat yung kunin na case or I may recommend it to everyone, especially if within your budget. Or if you will be building for a 50K to 100K plus PC build, I think this is the case that you should look for. But of course, with all of those things na magagandang nasabi ko with this case, I'm still looking for something that they should improve. Pero ayun lang, it's only sa expansion slot covers. The expansion slot covers are removable. Okay? I'm okay with that. Pero, given the fact na itong vertical mount GPU ready is nandito na, this is not for everyone. Vertical mount na ganitong setup is only applicable sa mga custom motor cooling builds. Pag stock na ito is dependent siya sa mismong cooling ng video card, this is already a very restricted placement of the video card. Sakal na yung hangin papasok dito. So, why downside niya yung expansion slot covers? Pag tinanggal mo kasi yung mga covers at bumili ka ng universal bracket para sa vertical mount, hindi mo na siya mailalagay, hindi mo na siya ma-fit in. So, dapat sana, pag tinanggal mo yung covers, dapat wala ng grills na matitira. So, this is, I think, dapat sana ang ginawa ni Corsair dito is wala na lang grills na matitira para any vertical mount bracket or any brand out there pwede mong ma-fit in para kung gusto mong mag-vertical mount setup, pero stuck yung GPU mo, at least it is compatible. Pero syempre, for the price of 10K and with the tons of features, I think that is something that we can just overlook na criticism. And yes, another thing inside, of course, is paano kung, syempre, 13 fans yan. Hindi naman lahat kakayanin kagad na bumili ng 13 fans. Pwede bang sundan lang muna yung standard din na setup ng ATX chassis na gusto ko lang is may fan sa top, sa front, and sa rear. Since those fans is good enough naman na parang additional na lang naman yung triple fan sa side, di ba? Parang OA na rin minsan kung hindi rin naman ganun ka bigat yung components na nilagay mo. Or you just want to avail this chassis, pero since future-proof, eto yung pibilhin mo dahil pag once na nag-RYZEN 9 ka soon, doon ka na lang siguro magdadagdag pa ng additional fans sa side. And yes, naisip ni Corsair yan. Kaya ang ginawa nila, they even add a cover para pwede mo munang itago yung part na yon. At least hindi siya pangit tingnan at first na merong naka-expose na paglalagyan ng triple fan pero wala namang nakalagay. So ayun, naisip nila na to make it look minimalist pa rin sa loob, option mo na kung tatanggalin mo o hindi, pag naglagay ka ng fans, meron po siyang cover. And it's really a very good idea. Actually, pati dito sa kanyang PSU shroud, meron siyang kasama na if you want to make it look cleaner but have this bigger clearance pagdating sa front mount radiators, meron pa siyang kasama na cover ulit. Optional, nasa sa iyo kung ilalagay mo o hindi. So this is really something, and I think after this, there will be bigger competitions sa innovation ng chassis as of 2021. And that is what happening right now. Okay, so going back to this Corsair 5000D, syempre hindi natin masyadong ma-appreciate kung wala tayong ilalagay na components inside, and of course to have a preview kung paano yung magiging itsura with dominant white components. Let's go for the time lapse. Alright, so there you have it mga kaibigan. It is the Corsair 5000D white PC build with black accent. As much as possible, I tried to put components na mas dominant yung white at magiging accent lang niya or magbibigay lang ng contrast yung black. And we have here the Asrock B550 Steel Legend, since that is the most famous model din naman or popular model pagdating sa mga black and white setup. Besides, in terms of VRM, if you want to check more about this B550 Steel Legend, meron din tayong review dito sa ating channel compared to other motherboards. Having a B550 Steel Legend with a SAPPHIRE NITRO 6800, it's good enough components to complement the all-white case of Corsair 5000D. Pero syempre, that can be fulfilled with CX650F RGB white ng Corsair. Ang ganda ng kanyang cables, hindi mo na kailangang bumili ng sleeves kasi all white din yung cables. That will be good enough to complement yung white design or color scheme. Same with the AIO. The new Corsair H100i Elite CAPELLIX is here. And tulad ng sinabi ko sa unboxing, ang ganda ng kanyang acrylic doon sa pump top. Mas madaling mag-diffuse kasi ng RGB kung ganun yung gagamitin na material. Yun nga lang, prone sa mga scratches. Pero hindi ko napansin nung unboxing natin na meron pa palang spare. If in case nagkaroon ng scratches, pwede mong palitan. And it's a really good move done by Corsair there na inabang na talaga nila na if in case magasgasan or maluma, you can just replace it with another spare ng acrylic para doon sa kanyang pump. Meron po siyang kasama. And yes, a dedicated review of this cooler will be flash dito sa ating channel soon. Kaya now, let's move on sa ating benchmark. How will these components, 5600X, 6800, performs compared with an RTX 3070 video card? Kasi for me, if you will be going for a RYZEN 5 5600X and gusto mong kunin yung pinakamataas na video card, the maximum video cards that I may recommend is 6800 from AMD or RTX 3070 from NVIDIA. If you will be going higher than those models, I think it's also good if you will also go for a higher processor. So here we have the benchmark. So ayun, as of March 2021 driver update, makikita nyo po ng 6800 is really performing well. There are no black screen or driver issues that we have encountered during the testing. We have tested multiple games. We have recorded multiple games for you guys to have a preview of how will this video card performs, especially in terms of the temperature with this Corsair 5000D. Makikita nyo rin na hindi rin siya bottleneck with the 5600X. At the same time, almost all of the games are playable pagdating sa 6800, may it be sports games or AAA games. And yes, to compare the performance with an RTX 3070, makikita din natin dyan that kung FPS or numbers lang ang pag-uusapan natin, 6800 with the same price position sa RTX 3070 is a bit better. Why a bit better? Maybe other benchmarks that you have viewed, dominant ang 6800 over RTX 3070 in terms of FPS. Pero syempre mga kaibigan, iba-iba po ang benchmark, depende rin sa driver release or depende rin kung kailan po in-execute yung benchmark. Pwedeng tomorrow, mas maganda or mas optimized yung drivers ng RTX 3070 where there will be a better performance on some games with RTX 3070 over 6800. Then, the other month, mababaliktad ulit. Everything now will be better sa 6800 side and lahat ng RTX 3070 benchmark will be all inferior. On paper kasi, 6800 got these better numbers, better or higher VRAM, higher bandwidth, memory bandwidth. Pero, syempre, real-world performance pa rin ang basis natin pagdating sa benchmark or how will this performs. Aside from that, of course, if you will be going for production, RTX 3070 is still better in terms of GPU rendering. And then, in terms of ray tracing, NVIDIA is more mature yung kanilang software pagdating sa ray tracing. So, if we will add the DLSS, mas maganda pati yung performance compared sa AMD where yung performance is sobrang magsasuffer po if enabled po ang ray tracing. Well, we have already shown this on other videos. There will be another video soon where we will be more on the video card performance. Pero just for updates lang po mga kaibigan and quick tips in terms of choosing which is which between RTX 3070 and 6800. So ayun mga kaibigan, it's just real quick update and benchmark po ng ating PC build and for you guys to have an updated March 2021 comparison. So keep posted for more videos in this channel. Feel free to subscribe dahil if we will be also having topics like more on video cards, we will be talking more into details ng mga sinasabi ko po kanina na pagdating sa ray tracing or pagdating sa benchmark ng 6800 and RTX 3070. So hopefully nagustuhan nyo po ang ating Corsair 5000D. It's your option now. Pwede nyong piliin yung 4000D kung gusto nyo na medyo mas mura. I think 5,000 more or less lang yung 4000D na halos ganito rin yung kanyang features. Pero kung gusto nyo i-maximize yung PC build niyo or gusto nyo nung mas may future proof, then settle with the 5000D. In this channel, if you have observed, minsan I'm telling you guys na this is good, but sometimes pricing. Sometimes there are buts. Or not totally that I will say na, bilhin mo na. Pero for the first time, I will risk my name. Bilhin nyo to. Corsair 5000D is really a very recommended chassis. Hindi ako magsisisi na i-recommend to. Pero syempre, in the end of the day, it's still subjective. Kung hindi mo trip yung design, hindi mo trip yung mga features, then you may also check other case out there. And ayun nga mga kaibigan, if you have also your feedback or kung anong tingin nyo po sa ating video ngayon, feel free to comment down below. Thank you guys and have a nice day ahead.